This is day 4 of Dean working on this ceiling, compounding and sanding. You gotta let it dry in between to get that nice and smooth. Say hi, Dean. So what, you may ask, does one do for dinner every night when you're renovating your kitchen and your house is a construction site? Well, you can't eat out every night of the week, and you can't order in every night of the week. Well, if you can, go for it. I can't. It's a little expensive when you're renovating your kitchen. So you gotta get pretty crafty with the things that you have, like a microwave or a toaster oven. And I'm gonna share with you one of my favorite microwavable side dishes. Curried carrots and red lentils. It's delicious and good for you, and tasty too. Here's our simple list of ingredients. You're going to need a half a cup of dried red lentils, about a cup and a half of water, 3 or 4 carrots that are peeled and cut into about 1-inch pieces, a half a cup of chopped onions, I usually use a little more, about a 1/4 cup of golden raisins, that's optional but it's a delicious little sweet to make it even a better treat, about 2 tablespoons of unsalted butter, a teaspoon of salt, about 3/4 teaspoon of curry powder, a half a teaspoon of fennel seeds, and some fresh ground pepper to taste. There's my ingredients all ready to roll. You're going to want to dig out a covered microwavable baking dish. Those old Corningware dishes are perfect for this. We're going to start with a half a cup of dried red lentils, and we're going to add a half a cup of water to that. Give it a stir. Just incorporate them a little bit and put it in the microwave, covered for 5 minutes. We're going to take that out. Let's mix that up. We're going to stir in our carrots, which have already been pre-cut. Chopped. Another half a cup of water. Give that a stir. Such pretty colors. We're going to cover that up and pop it in for another 5 minutes. Okay, let's get that stirred up. It's going to be hot. Watch out for that steam. Give that a toss. And now we're going to basically add the rest of our ingredients. The butter, the raisins, the curry, isn't it pretty? The fennel seeds, and the salt. We're going to add the onions on top of that. I'm using a whole cup of onions because I like onions. And on top of that, we add the final half a cup of water. 3 steps, 5 minutes each. And each time you just add another half a cup of water. Give it a cover. Pop it in the microwave for the final 5 minutes. In the 15 minutes it takes to make this simple side dish, and if you prepare all of your ingredients to start with, it only takes 15 minutes. But in that 15 minutes, you can pop a piece of fish into your toaster oven, which I'm doing right now. Miso sea bass in there, which is going to be delicious with curried carrots and lentils. Last night I roasted a chicken in this toaster oven. You can do it too. It's so simple. Eat at home. Save the money. It's like camping out with a little panache. It's done. Microwave cooking. Curried carrots and lentils with onion. If you let this sit a little longer, you see all of that soupiness is going to be absorbed. So I like to let it sit and rest for a good maybe 5 minutes. It's going to be so tasty. Oh, you got to have a salad, and I recommend getting some store-bought, pre-washed bagged salad. It's so much easier for a meal like this. And of course, always make your own dressing. Well, I'll give you that recipe another time. You know I am roughing it when I have a paper plate on the table. I can't remember if I've ever bought paper plates, but today I did. There we are, roasted sea bass with curried carrots and lentils on paper plates. Doesn't that look delicious? Just because you can't cook in your kitchen doesn't mean you can't eat in it. Make the best of it. It's always a good idea to wipe down your sawdust.
Keep the dust.
Keep the dust down before you get ready to lay in the floor. trim line is in. That's the transition. The tiles are down. The grout is done. Good job, Dean. End of week 2. We are ready to prime these walls. Tony's priming. This is Tony priming.
I'm in my prime.
Are you having problem remembering where you started and where you
No,
stopped?
I'm good, thank you.
Okay, good. Just keep on rolling.